Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Elevate Project podcast. My name is Ryan, and this is season 2. Now, it's been a while, and this podcast is revitalizing, and we got a particular mission. So hopefully, if you've been here in the past, in the present, and hopefully in the future, this is going to be talking about rebuilding, or this focus for season 2 is rebuilding the Elevate Project YouTube channel. Yes, I mean, we started this YouTube channel, I believe, in 2020, 2021, somewhere around there. And it was just really a opportunity for me to level up my skills as a speaker, as a trainer, as a leader. And as we were going virtual and working from home during the pandemic, it gave me a real opportunity to really expand and build up my skills. Now, something that I wasn't expecting and definitely would have been a great thing to achieve was to monetize the YouTube channel, which we did. We got 1,000 subscribers. And that's when we started season 1, was just to kind of talk about the journey for the YouTube channel. And what had happened was we kind of expanded at the end of season 1. I was going to talk more about the media company that I ended up starting. And that was on top of my regular 9 to 5. And so things got definitely busy, things got a little bit crazy. And as everything ramped up, my focus on the YouTube channel and obviously the podcast declined. The podcast was tied to the YouTube channel. That was the mindset. That's what I was thinking. And so as everything else really became busier and more successful, the focus kind of changed. So it's 2025. It's October 2025. Literally, I think the last episode was March of 2023. So this is episode 1 of season 2. And so I kind of want to talk about a few things, is revitalizing the YouTube channel. And you're probably wondering why. So there has been this aspect of working from home and taking on YouTube as a business, as a viable revenue stream. And I believe today that it is completely doable. And so I want to revitalize the channel with first the purpose to help give and add value to things that you might be doing and maybe your journey on YouTube. So kind of really just talk about the YouTube channel in general. For those of you who are just checking this out on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, is what is the Elevate Project and what kind of focus it was on. So it kind of really started its journey as an opportunity to teach how to be more professional and look professional as you go on Zoom calls, WebEx, Microsoft Teams, just little tips, because as the pandemic happened, everyone was going virtual and you couldn't see people face to face anymore. So video was really that opportunity to enhance and grab attention from your peers and from your leaders. Now, as that kind of expanded, working from home seemed to be a long-term thing, or at least a future option, which it is. Even for myself, yes, I have the media business, but even my 9 to 5, it's not 100% in field. It's working from home, hybrid, and in field. So I kind of transitioned and started adding things about home office and productivity tools. And then I really wanted to get invested into YouTube and into tech because I love technology. I love fitness technology. I love camera technology. I love computers, desk setups, and all those type of things. And so it kind of grew into like a tech and gear for creators. So again, if you're creating presentations online, or you want to start up your own YouTube channel, or maybe you want to create a course and you are wanted to get a good stepping stone of the type of gear that you can get specifically for beginners to intermediate, didn't want to go too far advanced because I kind of wanted to stay within the level of where I was at. So I started doing reviews. I started reviewing different cameras, different mics, and audio interfaces, lighting, and all those type of things. The products I used to test as well for home office would be mice and keyboards and different displays that I was using at the time. And lo and behold, the YouTube channel got traction and got into new type of videos that YouTube wanted to get into and compete with. And what I mean by that, we're talking about 2020, 2021. They wanted to compete with vertical content. So Instagram Reels, and compete against the Snapchats of the world, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. So YouTube Shorts became something that was another addition to just regular long form videos, gave an opportunity to create short form video. So now that I was growing, I went from 1,000 subscribers, grew the channel to 2,700 subscribers. And lo and behold, even though I gained 2,700 subscribers, didn't upload a video since March 2023, the channel was still monetized. I'm glad that I was able to make great content like how-to videos and reviews that helped and had great value. Then, of course, newer products were coming to the market, newer computers, newer cameras, newer keyboards, mice, everything like that. Things started to drop off and ended up not getting monetized. I got demonetized, sorry. And it was just the different levels that YouTube creates to ensure that you're creating content. So to get monetized, to get paid by AdSense, there is a threshold. So as of today, if I were to take a look, you need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So of course, the YouTube channel is at 2,700 subscribers. However, because not a lot of people are watching my older content anymore because there's newer content that's out there, I'm glad that some of my content is still relevant, is that I haven't met the 4,000 watch hours within a year. So it always kind of resets. It's 4,000 watch hours for the last 365 days. So it wasn't an issue for me. I was like, my media company was doing well. My 9-to-5 was doing well. I kind of realized that this opportunity is kind of slipping away. And some of you might be in the same boat. Maybe you did start a YouTube channel during the pandemic and just let it drop off. And so I wanted to take the opportunity for the podcast to kind of document what I'm doing to revitalize the channel. So let's start with the Elevate project focus moving forward. What kind of videos that I'll be producing and what changes I'm going to be doing today versus what I did back in 2021, 2020 to 2023 from my last kind of video before 2025. So looking at everything I'm doing now and wanting to ensure that I still have this same content string to connect my older viewers with newer viewers is we're going to be really focused on creator tech and productivity for content creators. Now, what will that entail? Gear reviews, creator setup, tutorials, workflow optimization, design for YouTubers, podcasters, and I'd say, remote workers working from home and not working in an office, but to stay consistent, just practical ways to look, sound, and work better using creator technology. So I'm going to simplify that. I'm kind of really going to dial that in. And so what I'm going to do is kind of reestablish my niche and change the description of the channel. And I'm not going to get rid of any of the old videos. I think that's still a great foundation. Now, one thing that I've known working in creating my media company and also the videos that I've done, even though I'm not monetized right now, each one of those videos that I created and the videos I'm going to be creating in the future are just investment in my skill and experience. So there's a lot of different things that I've learned, and YouTube fundamentally hasn't changed, but there are a lot of different opportunities to expand and use on YouTube in 2025 versus, let's say, 2023. So yes, I want to document this journey with you, with everybody. And I'm going to kind of talk about what went right. So again, I'm revitalizing this channel, and I kind of take a look what went right. What went right before when I saw my growth? There was a couple stages. The first stage was just that excitement, that spark, that just press record and kind of finding a topic that you love, but are also somewhat an expert in. So that's why I really was just really talking about presentations, presenting online, presenting virtually, and then kind of expanded as I kind of really got into technology, where I really wanted to get more ergonomic keyboards and mice and desks and monitors and where they sit for me to be more comfortable and productive working from home for 6 to 8 hours at a time. And so then I expanded to that. And then it really came down to technology in general as I got into cameras and whatnot. So what went right was still talking about and being excited about the things that I wanted to share. I think that went right. The second thing that went right was creating videos that I can consistently release and was manageable for long term. So at first, I was releasing videos, 3, 4 videos at a time, and realized that wasn't sustainable. And what was manageable and what really kind of boosted my quality of video, the quality of content, and just having viewers really kind of take a look at my content and want more. Maybe it was just the way I was presenting things versus other people that are on the same topic. And maybe the video quality, the audio quality, all those different things really kind of layered on top of each other. And so I think what you kind of hear this all the time is stay consistent, follow the road. I decided that one video a week was what would keep me sustainable for a long period of time. And that was a great cadence for me because maybe I had more time to do videos one week. so I can prep and have 3 videos to release for 3 weeks. And then the next week, maybe I couldn't do a video, but because I had videos prepared for 3 weeks, I was okay not to record a video for that week. And that helped me keep a cadence. And then I created a planner using Notion. Notion's been a great tool for me, both for YouTube, my videography business, as well as my 9-to-5. I've been able to really use Notion to help me stay organized. And so in Notion, I set up a calendar for myself and when videos would be released and how many videos that I could make, let's say ahead of time, especially if I was going on vacation, so I wouldn't miss a week. And so as that, I believe, really helped. Now, what kind of stalled, kind of really put things on pause was when I take a look at time for the week. I had my 9-to-5, and then I had YouTube, which I can do as a side gig till it builds some traction and some revenue, which it did. However, as I transitioned and started doing video work, professional video work, where I was getting paid and would be, you have planning, you have calls, negotiations, contracts, all those type of things, I really couldn't keep up with creating the YouTube videos. And now that I think about it, it was more of a choice because I'm making a choice now. I'm still doing those things. Now I'm making a choice where I'm prioritizing YouTube and wanting to see if I can really create a business within YouTube and possibly create revenue that can help me in the present, the future, and maybe stabilize things for long term. So that is kind of what stalled the YouTube channel. And at first it was just supposed to stall only for a little bit, but things got busier and busier and busier and more successful. It really came down to me making a choice. I ended up choosing the business and stopped YouTube. And kind of what changed my thought is because it's a videography and media business and YouTube is video, I really needed to sync those things together. So my goal for the channel is to revitalize, is to kind of take some steps to get monetized again, which means that I've already hit the subscriber level. I just really need to hit the watch hours. And so certain things that I've been wanting to implement for a long time is live streaming. I talked about live streaming a little bit before in the past and never actually did. So at the time of this recording, I would have done multiple live streams. I wanted to try out live stream, just having my camera set up and using OBS or other software to play around with live streaming on YouTube. And I played around with OBS specifically for virtual presentations. So it really worked well. And that's what I am using today. I've used Ecamm Live, which has been a great piece of software. And what I was kind of looking for right now is, because I'm documenting this on the podcast, to revitalize my channel, but it's also for people that are starting a new channel. So if you are starting a new channel and you wanted to try live streaming and you want to go low cost, OBS is free. OBS is a great piece of software and didn't take me too long to figure out, to connect my camera or webcam and scenes to do the things that I wanted to do. So I think by the time of this recording, I would have done 12 or 13 live streams. And so that would have been a combination of using a professional setup and OBS, and also just from my phone using the live feature on the YouTube app. And from what I remember, and what I was using is vertical. So I was doing vertical using the YouTube app. Now you can, from my understanding, or go live horizontal as well. Now there's a few caveats to that. Is when you press, before you press live or you press record, or in order for you to stream, you need to put the orientation of horizontal or vertical, because once you hit live, you can't change the orientation as of today. So that is kind of one big thing as well. I do want to also start creating videos on the different cameras that I'm using and productivity tools that I'm using. So to kind of give you an example, I'm doing a series and review of the Insta360 Go Ultra. I have also been playing around with the Insta360 X5. So there's going to be some videos that I'm going to be creating based on those two cameras. And because I'm going live and I'm streaming and I want to document this as well, is the Elgato Stream Deck, something that I've been wanting for a long time, and not necessarily for live streaming, but specifically for productivity working from home, having just dedicated shortcuts that I can press and not have to remember Control Alt Delete or any other patterns. I can just use the Stream Deck. So really excited about that. I've been using it for live streams and haven't been able to utilize it to its full capability right now. And then some other things that I'm going to be looking at as well is the Ray-Ban Metas. Now, I've had the Ray-Ban Metas for a while, and it's been great. Use them as sunglasses, use them as Bluetooth headphones, and at times would use the photo and camera feature. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is Meta is now releasing a couple different updates. One, which I'm really intrigued about and excited about, is the collaboration with Oakley, specifically for sports, specifically running and cycling for myself. And the other is the Meta display, which is very, very interesting. The one thing about the Metas is the Meta glasses is I didn't really end up using it a lot on a daily basis. I mean, there's a few reasons for that, and habits for sure. And in certain instances, because I always had my phone with me, didn't really find the need to make a big life change for me using the Meta glasses. The other piece of tech, when I was working from home, solely working from home, and was using the MetaQuest 2, I believe. I have the MetaQuest 3, and it's a little bit different, but I will create some videos on that as well, and just some updates, because the Apple Vision Pro has been released since I did any videos about virtual VR work, like working out of your VR headset. And Apple just announced an update to their Apple Vision Pro with the M5 chip, so that's exciting. We'll see in the future, and depending on how things go, that might be an opportunity to try out and purchase the Apple Vision Pro and actually see the difference between that versus the MetaQuest 3. I think when you take a look at the two devices, and if you are looking to work from home, the cost is really going to be a big thing, because the MetaQuest 3 is going to be more attainable to get and try versus the Apple Vision Pro, which is a high price. However, is that high quality going to be worth it to invest that kind of money at its present state versus something like the Meta Quest 3 till that technology gets lighter and easier to get. So obviously the podcast is going to be revitalized and document this journey and send some updates on how we're doing, I would say week by week, month by month, and see where we are. So if you're finding value in this and looking to follow me on this journey, I appreciate you. Thank you for dropping in. I think when we take a look at a content schedule, I'm working on committing to one video a week, one live stream, or minimum one live stream per week, and a minimum one podcast episode per week. So I know that's a lot, and I'm going to be taking a look at different types of software or AI engines and options to help with creating some shorts of some of the long form content that I'm creating. One for the podcast, as well as some videos and some things that I'm interested in. Now, in my videography business, I have been recording podcasts. So like right now, I actually have another podcast if you're interested. If this is not maybe if this is something that you're interested in, is the journey of YouTube, and maybe you're starting a new YouTube channel and how I'm going to be monetizing it and those type of things. If you're interested in cycling, I have another podcast with a friend of mine called Last Wheel Cycling. Also has its own YouTube channel, as well as on Spotify, Apple Music, and I believe it's released on pretty much every popular podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Now, I guess that's another topic that we can talk about is monetization strategies. So obviously I'm revitalizing the YouTube channel to get AdSense and get revenue from YouTube. The other avenue for revenue is affiliate programs, specifically Amazon. So luckily, or being blessed, is that even though I've been demonetized, or I'm not monetized anymore on YouTube because I haven't hit that 4,000 watch hour threshold, Amazon has continuously been able to pay me every quarter through the Amazon affiliate program, which has been great. And so ramping that up as I look at some great content and share some of the products that I use on a daily basis, specifically for my tech that I use in my office, my camera gear, as well as my everyday tech. Let's go with that, my everyday tech. And then I'll be looking to give away a free guide just to share with you just my setup and the things that can help you if you're starting out your very first YouTube channel, and create I don't know if it would be a membership, but I think that would be the goal, is to play around with and build a community through YouTube memberships, and want to create an email list so I can contact you and email you with my upcoming videos, as well as my journey. So kind of like a blog per se, but not on a website, but more blogging through email. If you're interested in my thoughts in that aspect and what I'm going through, I know a lot of people like to listen, hence the reason why I'm doing podcast. Visual, hence the reason why I love doing video. And 3, I think live stream just becomes really more genuine and really off the cuff and real. And so one of my strategies that I was thinking about is to make it even easier on myself is just do live streams, just specifically live streams. I think there's something to be said about the process of creating a YouTube video, the script, the storyboard, and using different angles to tell your story, I think is one of the reasons why I wanted to continue integrating YouTube videos, not just doing live streams. I think live streams is something that's fun. I mean, up to this video that I'm doing now, I've definitely enjoyed it. It's been an easier process because once that live stream is done, the video gets processed and then is uploaded as a YouTube video. And I think I will build towards that, where I can really integrate OBS Studio to create scenes and kind of really think about what I'm going to present. So we talked about monetization. The videos kind of really talked about the type of videos that I'll be doing. I haven't really, and obviously the podcast, I've talked about the purpose of the podcast is just to document this revitalization and rebuild the channel. The live streams, well, it would be simplistic just to say, hey, I'm just going to go live and just chat about what I'm interested in. That was my first concept, just to get me on the live stream, just to get used to pressing live and then going on. But now that I'm rebuilding, trying to create the live streams as a purpose. So I want to take you in the back end of my YouTube studio, just kind of see kind of where my current state is at, see how many subscribers, how many videos that we've been doing, and what kind of traction that we've been getting with the uploads that we've been doing. So I want to do that every week. I'm going to try to make that constant. I think, again, I'm going to do a minimum one live stream a week. However, I think there's going to be a great opportunity to kind of use live streams when there is certain things that I want to talk about or get excited about. Like, for example, Apple released their M5 series of chipsets and releasing the Apple MacBook Pro 14-inch with an M5 chip, the iPad Pro with the M5 chip, and an updated Apple Vision Pro with the M5 chip. So kind of wanted to do live streams to kind of react to those type of releases and just kind of my thoughts, and kind of take your feedback to see if that's something to get to review. I mean, obviously, those are and may not be something that I'll want to purchase to review. I would say if it makes sense. For instance, I went from an M1 to a Mac Studio and would talk about my thoughts. If you already have a Mac Studio, does it make sense to upgrade to a MacBook Pro 14-inch M5 just because of the M5 chip? And for me, that's not a jump that I'd be wanting to do, because when I'm video editing, I'm typically from my desk and I love the Mac Studio form factor. And when I'm out and about, I take my iPad. My iPad's with me on shoots. It's with me for my 9 to 5. It makes it really, really seamless for me to carry. So that is kind of my laptop. And my iPad is the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I think it's the 4th generation. It doesn't even have an M1 chip in it, and it does the job that I need it to do. So those would be some examples of the live streams that I'll be doing. So yes, this is kind of the goal, to get the YouTube channel. Step 1, get it monetized again. Step 2, build a community and really build this channel on your feedback, your comments, and then take a direction, which would be the final stages, to see if this can really create a revenue income and business that I could even take away back from my videography business. As much fun as the videography is been, it's also time consuming and takes up a lot depending on the project that I'm doing. So it'd be kind of nice to really take that effort and bring it onto YouTube and really be more creative of the projects and the type of videos that I want to create. So we'll see if we can get that flexibility and freedom in the next couple of years. Maybe sooner, maybe longer. And I truly think that, you know, YouTube is in the right direction. And if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I think the best time was yesterday. And the second best time is right now. So, hey, thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for listening. If you're listening on this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen to your favorite podcast, I appreciate you. And stay with me on this journey. Add some comments. Would love to hear from you. And looking forward to the rest of this documentation as we move on. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you in the next one.